I just want to say one thing, is that this is where the confidentiality bit comes in. Obviously, Janine's kindly volunteered to work on the dream with me, and she doesn't really know where that's going to take us. If you're going to volunteer and do maybe a grief demonstration with me, you might have some idea. But because often what happens when somebody brings a dream, you might have a kind of an idea what you're bringing, but often it's very unexpected what can arise out of it. So just be mindful of confidentiality and Janine's name. And secondly, I don't have to remind people to keep quiet during the demonstration because you're all muted. So that's something that we don't have to worry about, Janine. I won't say anything more about that. And thirdly is that for you, Janine, is that that I will take you through helping you work out the meaning of your dream. Yeah, and I will be giving you steps along the way. And if you don't understand anything, if you're unsure of anything, then just please let me know. Don't think that you have to hold back in any way. And if you're uncomfortable with anything at all, just say, I'd rather stop. I think one of the most important things here with any kind of therapeutic work, including with yourself, is that it needs to come from a point of autonomy, doesn't it? From a point of choice. Yeah, and what we don't want to do is undermine your sense of agency about where the dream's going. Okay.
Yeah.
So first of all, Janine, do you want to just say about the dream and what you're bringing to us?
Well, I always have loads of dreams. Every night I dream, like 4 or 5 dreams a night. Right. So it's quite hard to actually choose a dream to sort of talk about, really. So I thought what I'll do is I'll tell you about part of a dream that I had last night. And there's about 5 different like pieces of the dream, but this is the one that sort of keeps coming back. So I thought, well, maybe that's the one that's a bit at the forefront.
Yeah, absolutely.
Part of this dream is it's sort of set in a 1970s building. I think it's got big square windows and it feels a bit like a school or a police station. I think probably a police station. And there's somebody at a desk, like just a Formica desk, and they're leant over looking at a picture. And I can't remember what the picture is, but it's quite in depth, got a lot of detail. And then I'm over this person, and then there's someone over me, and then there's somebody else in the corner. But this person I'm over has got like a knife, well, a small, like sharp, I don't know if it's a knife or just something sharp, razor knife, something like that. And they're going to stab me. But then I've got something that I'm trying to pass to the person behind me to say, right, if they get me, you get them. But it's in like do you remember in the 70s, you like a comb case? It's like a little funny like knife thing in a comb case. So that's sort of like the gist of it. But because it was sort of a bit complex, like most of my dreams, I can sort of relate to and think, oh yeah, that's why I've dreamt that. I didn't know whether this is because I watched Killing Eve, whether that had something to do with it.
It may have. And again, I'll probably talk through how I'm approaching the dream with you so that we can use it as a learning experience. Is that okay? Right. Yeah, and it's fine for that to be one meaning of it. Yeah, that it just reminds you something from television that you watched.
Yeah.
What we're going to do now is we're going to take you into the dream. Yeah, and usually at this point, I might ask the person I'm working with, what stands out most about the dream. But because we've only got a short time, I'm going to do a therapeutic hunch, okay, and ask you to be one part of that dream, and we're going to explore that part of the dream. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay, so my suggestion is that I want you to explore the piece of paper that was on the desk. Okay, and the only reason I'm asking you that is often often in dreams, something that's missing from the dream or something that's in the shadows, something that isn't clear, often is a fruitful way of venturing down. But normally, I would, if we had more time to say, you know, what part stands out for you? 9 out of 10 times, people usually say it's the paper or the thing that I have in my mind. But the most important thing usually is just to put that to one side and allow the person to say what is. So what my suggestion is that I want you to describe the piece of paper as if it's in front of you. So you're going to describe it right now as if you can see it in the immediate moment. So what comes to mind when you describe it?
It looks a little like a watercolour painting.
Yeah.
And everything's sort of a little bit merging into each other, and it's just not clear. I'm trying to sort of make some sense of it and some clarity, but it's just not coming.
So what I want you to say then is that I want you to tell the piece of paper that what I notice about you is, and just like you said it then, is that I notice that you are trying to get some clarity. I notice that you are, whatever word comes to mind.
Right, I notice that you are trying to become clearer. I notice that you're trying to show me something. I noticed that you were finding it difficult. Struggling a bit now, really.
That's fine, great. And as you're saying that, how are you feeling by saying that you're trying to show me something? What's the feeling?
A little bit sad, actually. Yeah, a little bit of a sadness. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so how about saying that? Is that I noticed that when I'm talking to you and that you are trying to give me some clarity, I feel sad. Just whatever words come to your mind.
Just say that again, Alan. What was that? I notice.
Yeah, I noticed that when you are trying to show me something, that I begin to feel sad.
Yeah, I noticed that when you're trying to show me something, I become sad. I noticed that you're not allowing me to see this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting that now, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you had a felt sense of, yeah. What are you getting? What does it feel like in the moment? What does it feel like?
It feels like that should just allow myself to accept that sadness and just go with it.
So how about saying that? Just say, I want you to allow me to accept my sadness and just allow me to go with it, whatever words come to mind.
I want you to allow. Start me again, Alan. Sorry.
You can ask as many times as you want. We're working against our unconscious. Don't worry about it. I'll always remind you. Yeah. So what you're saying is that I want you to allow me to accept my sadness. I want you to allow me to, whatever word comes to mind.
Right. I want you to allow me to accept my sadness, accept myself. Yeah. Accept my sadness and accept myself. That's how I feel, yeah.
Yeah. So I want you to accept me.
I want you to accept me.
How does that feel when you say that?
Enlightening. I feel a lot lighter.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's accept what's at all. Just accept yourself, accept me, accept myself as a whole, as I am. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that I demand full acceptance from you.
I demand full acceptance from you.
So now what I want you to do, and this is a bit tricky because I've never done this so in a workshop before, is that I just want you to imagine what that part is saying back to you. Yeah, so you're saying, what I want for you is to accept my sadness. I want you to accept me fully. I want you to accept me for who I am. What do you think that part is saying back to you? How is that part responding back to you?
It's actually saying, I always did,
Right.
just didn't listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how does that feel when you hear that back? That actually, I've always have done.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, really quite strange. The feeling that I feel now at this present moment was so different to the beginning of the exercise, which I didn't expect at all. I just expected to tell you my dream, you'll sort of say, well, this is what I think it represents. But I actually feel different inside, which
And if you could, as you put your hands to your chest and get a sense of that difference, how would you describe that difference within yourself? What do you feel is the difference? If you could,
a little bit more of a whole,
right? Okay.
more of a connection with me and with that part of the dream, rather than seeing it as an outsider and seeing it as being in it and as a whole, rather than like in fragments.
So if I can just paraphrase that back, is what you're saying, I think, is that you are seeing yourself more clearly and experiencing yourself more clearly.
Yeah. Yeah.
In an accepting way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does that fit?
More of an acceptance of like, you're actually all right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can see straight away that enlivens you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Is that okay to leave it there, Janine?
Yeah. That was good. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. And we're going to give you a virtual clap, okay, for volunteering. Okay. Thank you. Thank you again.
Thanks.
Okay.
You've been listening to the Burst Podcast. To view show notes and other resources, visit www.burst.fm.
Whilst there, also hit the button to subscribe to the show so you'll never miss out. There's also a link to join our Facebook group for all the latest announcements.
Thank you for listening.